Hello children, welcome back again. Today I am here with a beautiful poem. The name of the poem is Tiptoe Night. This poem describes about the entry of the night after the day. The poet says that the night comes down slowly and silently without making its presence known to us. Poet describes the night as a person and a person's moments. This poem is written by John Drinkwater. Do you know children? Who was John Drinkwater? John Drinkwater was a poet and a writer of plays. Children, before we begin this poem, we will learn some word meanings that you will come across in the poem. This will help you to understand the poem clearly. So let us move to word meanings. Tiptoe, on your toes, walking quietly on the tips of your toes. What's the meaning of tiptoe? On your toes, walking quietly on the tips of your toes. Lane, a narrow street. What's the meaning of lane? A narrow street. Footfall, footsteps, the sound of each step when you walk. What's the meaning of footfall? Footsteps, the sound of each step when you walk. Sigh, a long deep breath that can be heard. What's the meaning of sigh? A long deep breath that can be heard. Ripple, a small wave. What's the meaning of ripple? A small wave. You can see the small wave of the air here. Reckon by, think, imagine. What's the meaning of reckon by? Think, imagine. Hush, a way of saying be quiet. What's the meaning of hush? A way of saying be quiet. Now children, let us recite the poem. Tiptoe night comes down the lane, all alone without a word. Tiptoe night comes down the lane, all alone without a word, taking for his own again every little flower and bird, taking for his own again every little flower and bird. Children, here the poet gives a name to night. Do you know what he said? It is tiptoe, because the night comes quietly on its toes after the day. What is the meaning of tiptoe? Do you know? I will tell you. Tiptoe means walking quietly on the tips of one's toes. Here, the poet is telling us that the tiptoe night comes quietly on its toes down the lane. Lane means a narrow street and makes all the little flowers and birds to sleep. Children, let us move to next stanza. Not a footfall, not a sigh, not a ripple of the air. Not a footfall, not a sigh, not a ripple of the air. Not a sound to reckon by, yet I know he is there. Not a sound to reckon by, yet I know he is there. Children, here the poet is telling us that night comes without making a sound of footfall. Footfall means the sound of each step when you walk. So the night comes without a sound of steps and not a sigh. Here, not a sigh means not a long deep breath that can be heard. The poet says that not a ripple, which means no sound of the air. Here, ripple means a small wave, and there is no sound to reckon by. Reckon by means think of or imagine. Children, there are no footprints of night or any sound of the air. But still, the poet knows the night has come. Now, let us move to next stanza. And I count them as I wait, step by tiptoe, step until. And I count them as I wait, step by tiptoe, step until. Hush, he's at the garden gate. Hush, he's at the window sill. Hush, he's at the garden gate. Hush, he's at the window sill. Children, here the poet is counting the steps of the night who comes very quietly and slowly. Here, hush means a way of saying to be quiet. The poet is saying us to be quiet because the night arrives at his garden gate and at his windowsill. Children, here the poet keeps on waiting and counting the steps of the night till the night arrives at his garden gate and at his window sill. Now children, let us move to the exercises. Exercise number 1A. Answer these questions. First, by what names does the speaker call the night? I already told you that the poet has given a name to night. What is it? Tiptoe night. 2. What does the speaker count? What does the speaker count? The speaker counts the steps of the night, footprints of night. Each step that tiptoe night takes. Third, pick the correct phrases about night. Children, here are 5 phrases in this question. You have to take the correct phrases about night. A. Comes so softly that we don't know about it. B. Comes slowly and does not disturb us. C. Brings along the birds and the flowers. D. Stands without moving near the gate. E. Does not make the air move even slightly. Which is the correct answers? B and E are the correct answers. B1 comes slowly and does not disturb us. And E1 does not make the air move even slightly. Now let us move to next exercise. B. Answer these questions in 1 or 2 sentences. First one, how does the speaker know about night? Why do you think so? The speaker knows about night because he waits and counts the steps taken by the night. Yes, the poet waits and counts the steps of the night till the night arrives at his garden gate and at his window sill. So he knows that the night has arrived. Now, next question. 2. Night tiptoes and the speaker cannot hear the footsteps. Then how does she count night steps? Why do you say so? Children, here the poet waits and counts the steps of the night by seeing it moving from garden gate to window sill. He counts the steps of night by seeing it moving from the garden gate to the window sill. Now, third question is omitted from this chapter, children. Now, children, there is a small homework for you. First, recite the poem Tiptoe Night. Second, learn and write all the exercises in your rough copy.